Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for letting me be here today. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about the confessions of a spiritualist. So, what was I thinking before COVID-19? And what am I thinking about now? And what do I want to be thinking about after the quarantine? I'm going to throw some corny comedy in here first before I start. So, why did the chicken cross the road? To keep his social distance. Came up with that one in the shower. So anyway, corny, like I said. So the universe, which we're all a part of, is so incredibly intelligent. And we're co-creators of it. So as a matter of fact, the first declaration of principles in the Spiritualist manual is we believe in infinite intelligence. So I have the confidence it knows what it's doing. So what were your thoughts before we were all self-quarantined? And besides Bill Gates, did anybody else see this coronavirus coming? I mean, if I saw this pandemic coming, I'd be like Chicken Little running around telling everybody that the sky has fallen. Were we purposefully blocked from seeing this event coming? As spiritualists, I mean, those who are trained mediums and psychics, I'm asking you specifically to think about what you were thinking about before it all started. For me, like the day before 9/11, I specifically remember driving down Lake Murray Boulevard in La Mesa, and all of a sudden the vision of the Great Pyramids went before me, and then for some reason I thought, I wonder if in our lifetime we would ever see any of the tall skyscrapers coming down. And then the very next day, 2 of them came down, the World Trade Center came down. So, what were you thinking about, And it's really unusual because the week before we were all quarantined, I self-quarantined for a week because I had the symptoms of a cold, and I usually pick up Millie, Reverend Millie, who just turned 90, and go to her class on Tuesdays. And I didn't want to be near her or anybody else for a week, just in case I was contagious. And then all of a sudden, we had to stay in. So maybe that was a forewarning too, who knows. So how many people thought that they would be living in times where they would experience some type of profound global event? As a little kid, I might have thought, like I might have lived in the end days of Atlantis or Lemuria, or, I just always felt that I was there. And this time, I always thought that something big and global would happen during this lifetime. When I was 17 or 18 or whatever, early in my days, I was studying about Buddha and Buddhism, and I learned about the bodhisattvas, where they would reach the plateau of nirvana, look over into nirvana, and then look down into humanity and have compassion. So they would make a vow that they would just be reincarnated over and over again until everybody reached enlightenment or nirvana. So that felt right for me. So that's how I've always felt that I've been in. And I would say that probably 98% of you all probably consider yourselves light workers, healers, uplifters, helpers in the world. You're awake, and you're experiencing the joy when you join in and help others. And the other 2%, well, maybe you just need a little bit more self-confidence to know and recognize who you are. So let's get back to the topic here. What were your thoughts before you were all self-quarantined? In other words, think about what you were thinking about. Here are some of my confessions or thoughts before COVID-19. When I would think, wouldn't it be nice to wake up to a nice, beautiful blue sky, knowing that it would stay like that all day long? I mean, it would really bother me when I saw a crisp blue sky and I knew that by mid-morning, early afternoon, the sky would be full of chemtrails and contrails, and there would be a layer of high clouds that formed because of it. Clarity, yes, clarity. I was seeking clarity. Look at the clear, non-polluted photos we are seeing in the earth right now. Then I even have deeper thoughts like, it's not long enough. We need more time in our shelters. Or we will go back the way we were if we go back right away, so that would be even more devastating to the earth. Really, think about what you were thinking about. Is it a thought like, is a thought like that, and I'm really kind of conversing with the universal consciousness of mankind? 'Cause I don't know. But sure, I had a lot of thoughts like, wouldn't it be nice if I could spend more time with my husband? And wouldn't it be nice if I could spend more time in my garden? And wouldn't it be nice if I could meditate more? And wouldn't it be nice if I had more time to paint my sea turtles and blah, 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 right? So even Abraham always says that we have enough things in our vortex to keep us busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes. I believe it. But now is the time to focus and be open to receive inspirational thoughts from the universe. I want to read you a couple of things here. The first is from a YouTube video called A Letter from the Virus. Please look at it and watch it. It's narrated in Italian, so that hits home for me because I have a sister that lives in Italy. And it has subtitles, so it was easy for me to write this. So here's what it says. A letter from the virus. Just hold up. Simply stop. Don't move. It's not a request this time. It's an order. I'm here to help you. This breakneck roller coaster is running off its rails. Stop the planes, cruises, factories, shopping malls, gatherings. We are interrupting the hectic flux of ties and illusions that never let you look up at the sky and study the stars. Lend an ear to the ocean. Let bird song surround you. Roll down a meadow. Pick an apple off a tree. Smile to a creature in the wild. Breathe in the mountains. Take heed of common sense. We had to interrupt. You don't get to play God. Our obligations are reciprocal, like they've always been, even though you may have forgotten. We're interrupting this broadcast, this endless cacophony of divisions and distractions to bring you the latest update. We're not okay. None of us is. We're all suffering. Last year, the firestorms that set the lungs of the earth on fire did not stop you, nor did the melting glaciers of your sinking cities, or knowing you're the one single cause of the 6th mass extinction. You wouldn't listen. It's hard to listen when you're so busy climbing higher and higher the scaffolding of your commodities. The foundations are crumbling. They're collapsing under the load of your feverish desires. I'm here to help you. I'll light the firestorms within your body. I'll flood your lungs. I'll isolate you like a polar bear marooned on a lone raft of ice. Now, are you listening? We're not okay. I'm not your enemy. I'm just the messenger. I'm an ally. I'm the balancing force of nature. You had to hear this. I'm shouting for you to stop. Just stop. Hush and listen. Now look up at the sky. How is it doing? There are no planes. How clean do you need it to be to want to breathe it? Look at the ocean. How is it doing? Look at the rivers. How are they? Look at Earth. How is she? Look at yourselves. How are you doing? You can't be well in a sick ecosystem. Just stop. Many of you are afraid now. Don't demonize your fear. Don't let it control you. Let it speak to you. Listen to its wisdoms. Learn to smile with your eyes. I'm here to help. Just listen. So that was very powerful for me, especially with all of the videography and all of those pictures of the earth. It was just so powerful to me that the day after I saw this video, I was inspired to write this. Our beautiful wake-up call. We are all connected in the most beautiful way. Take a deep breath and feel it expand your lungs. You can do that, can't you? If you catch the virus, you won't be able to do that for a while, at least. And then you will be grateful you can. Stop. Listen. Be still. Feel what it's like inside. You have no choice. Connect, reboot, recharge, enlighten yourself. We are sitting in our green goo chrysalises right now, waiting, wondering, protected by our own shelter. What will happen to us? Who are we anyway? We are all connected. We are all part of this beautiful universe. When we wake up from our solitude, we will see. Our new lives will be shaped and formed in a totally different way. We will look at ourselves, we will look at others and see. We are all connected to the beauty of it all. This incredible, intelligent universe is so loving, so kind. It knows what it is doing from the inside out. We are inside now. Look, take a good look. What do you see? Green goo? Wait, you'll see how magnificent a place this is. When we emerge, we already know what we will become. Beautiful butterflies. We will be free. We will have wings. People will see our beauty. People will know our importance, our connectedness to all cycles, all rhythms, all vibrations, all patterns. Listen within, listen without, listen outwards, then feel. Feel our connectedness. Feel the love. Love resonates within all of us. Love creates all. Love loves itself. Love loves you. Love loves us. We are love. Love is vibrating high. We are all connected in the most beautiful way. Now that we are all self-quarantined, new ideas keep popping up in my head almost daily. Like, wouldn't it nice to have an online art contest for all those kids who are learning their schooling at home? And just like that, I have 5 online art contests. We've already finished 2. We have happy kids getting prizes, awards and recognitions, and happy parents. I have Art Smarts, the company I built from scratch, where we teach kids after-school art lessons. Overnight, my business came to a halt, and my 13 employees were out of work. So I thought, okay, quick, get into the solution. I know better than to stay in the problem. That's the other end of the stick. I can't find a solution if I stay in the problem energy, so I focus my attention on the solution. Let's put all the art lessons online. My daughter Mary, who is out of work on unemployment, just got a job with me. She's more talented than I am when it comes to drawing and painting. Plus, she's from a generation that is born knowing how to use modern technology. She keeps showing me these quick videos from TikTok, and TikTok's a new word for me. And just last week, Easter Sunday, Mary made a 1-minute TikTok video with me and my butterflies. Do you know that that video went viral? Over 134,000 views and several thousands of likes and comments, and still going. And so she said there's even a comment like, I think your mom might have been my art teacher. So new ideas are springing up from Mary's mind now because of that. I suggested that she start a YouTube site and start monetizing it if it's that popular. Remember when we were all learning the internet and computers all at the same time? What's a mouse? What's a folder? What do you mean I have to save my project? We're all cooperative components in this co-creation of the universe, of this universe. I am grateful for being alive during this time of awakening. Sure, I have so many moments where I am just overwhelmed with my business and no money coming in and not getting the forgivable loans that they promised. I've got 13 employees that are out of work. I already said that. But then I talked to my sister in Italy, and then I'm woken up to the reality of the virus. We will be forever changed because of this, and we will be experiencing the horrors of this virus until they get the immunity of it. I mean, flattening the curve only means slowing it down because they don't have enough hospital beds and respirators for us all to get it at once. Then I say to myself, stop, listen, go to your garden, get up, stretch, walk outside. Don't let those fearful thoughts gain momentum. Stop, listen. There's another idea, and then another idea, and then another. Then the motivational passion sets in. It's the exact same energy that bursts in from that green shoot that pops out of those seeds. Those seeds in your garden, have you ever seen them at this time? It's amazing. They just shoot right up, they'll even move cement. So think of your thoughts as weeds and seeds. Pluck those weeds out. Plant the seeds you want in your garden. Sure, other people's seeds might drift into your garden, but you're the gardener of your own mind. Tend to it, water it, feed it, nourish it, love it, take care of it. I believe that all of you are light workers, and you're all here to wake up the zombies. We've gone too deep in our zombie sleep. And remember how all those zombie movies started with a virus. So you're all brilliant human beings. Now's the time where you can really connect to source energy. You're not around a lot of people. You can be still, be quiet, be in the energy, feel it. Feel how you want to feel. Do you want to feel passionate, or do you want to feel afraid? I'm going to conclude with this I thought was so wonderful. So many things I'll find on Facebook. I'm not into TikTok yet. I'm still on Facebook. So this is by Kitty O'Meara. I thought this was wonderful. And the people stayed home and read books and listened and rested and exercised and made art and played games and learned new ways of being and were still and listened more deeply. Some meditated, some prayed, some danced, some met their shadows, and the people began to think differently, and the people healed. And in the absence of people, living in ignorant, dangerous, mindless, and heartless ways, the earth began to heal. And when the danger passed, and the people joined together again, they grieved their losses and made new choices and dreamed new images and created new ways to live and heal the earth fully as they have been healed. Thank you so much for this time. I love you all. Bless you.